Hello, this is Gabriel. Ready for the capacitation session. This is the third one. It's about to go 1 hour and a half or 1 hour at least today. This is the third capacitation number. The number of the session is the following. Okay, number third. So let's get started with the full practice sets. I'm gonna be recording all the time, non-stop, and of course I will be sharing my screen. So this is it. Thank you. Just in case, I want to keep you in mind. I just want you to keep in mind that I'm gonna be saying everything because I have to be really smart on this one. This is the last page I left it the last session, so I have to go with the full practice set. It's gonna be approximately 1 hour to 1 hour and a half will last. Full practice sets, exam simulation. Put the timer for 8 minutes per set. Do the full passage first. Go through all the 6 questions in order without stopping. Then check the answer key until you have finished the entire set. I won't. So one passage. The brain press. This is it. Migration of monarch butterflies. I assume that it's going to be exactly the same thing, just set number 2 this time. So, okay. Down millions of monarch butterflies have extraordinary journey from their summer breeding grounds in Canada and northern United States. Their wintering sites and in mountains forests of central Mexico. This migration, which can cover more than 4,000 kilometers, is one of the most natural phenomena in the animal kingdom. Scientists have long been amazed how the butterflies navigate with such precision, since no individual butterfly may do up. Despite this remarkable ability, monarch populations have been declining due to the destruction of milkweed plants. Milkweed, I don't know, which are essential for their and the loss of overwintering habitat in Mexico. Conservation efforts are now to protect both breeding and wintering grounds. Breed. Right. Complete sentences. Each autumn, millions of monarch butterflies I don't know, step two. Each autumn, millions of monarch butterflies complete continuing an extraordinary from their summer breeding grounds in Canada and the northern United States to their undertake undertake to their they travel to their
David, ¿te puedo hacer una pregunta?
they travel to their traditional isolated dangers and dwelling in the mountains first in central Mexico. traditional. This migration was one of the most studied or person. Mark Martin. Okay. Scientists have long has long been possible. First. Yeah. Speed is my remarkable ability for lunar populations have been declining. Speed is remarkable ability, lunar populations have been declining. Permanent midpoints are essential for the navigation. Observation efforts are now debate are necessary. It's much now necessary to protect the cranial and arms. Alright, let's take good, traditional, good, remarkable, good. Fascinating, good. Rapidly reproduction. Enjoy. For sure, no. Just underway. Course are underway. Mm. Well, pressure is orange. By how the perfect is navigate with such precision, since no individual butterfly makes the round trip more than once, the round trip. Search just the explanation of some shade to compass. Compass. Okay, find their way. The journey suit takes some students. Butterflies stop to feed on nectar. Your butterflies have been used to some of this transformation. No, no. Journey suit takes approximately 2 hours. Nah, not getting into so much detail. Research suggests they use a combination of the sun's position and an internal magnetic compass to find their way. Yeah, give me that one. Quarter visitors have been. Nah, let her be for me. Let her be. Let's see. Research suggests the use of the sun's position and general magnetic compass. Good. Nice. Great. Fantastic. I already answer with those questions now. Mark answers in the message. Then check below. Letters are cousin more relations due to the restriction of railway plans. They are essential for their reproduction. The destruction. The destruction. Maybe I have to put due to. All right. Identify the idea. More butterflies travel more. All right, good. More butterfly travel more than 4,000 kilometers every autumn to reach Mexico. Mm, so be a good idea, but it's just gonna eliminate that one. Makes no sense. No. The monarch butterfly annual migration is scientifically fascinating phenomenon, now threatened by habitat loss. Good. Scientists have discovered that butterflies use a magnetic compass to navigate their migration. Yeah, what could be like it? Conservation programs are working to restore the northern plants that monarchs depend on. I would say let it be. Let her be. Title of the passage. Well, title of that passage. Insects of North America. The moral fly. Marvel of operation and retreat. Yes, let it be. Animals use magnetic fields to navigate. Nope. The destruction of butterfly habitats in Mexico. B and B. B and B, right? B and B. Oh, it was easy. It's quite easy. Super easy. Yeah, these answer key really does come out. It's left second one. Fantastically. Read, then speak. Duolingo English test question type guide. 20 seconds. Operation. should be the preparation time 20 seconds. Use it to read it. Huh. Bullet points. Speaking time 90 seconds. And just wait for the full 90 seconds. Positioning finished. Once. Second half. Providing speaking sample about the bit. No. It's been difficult to level for all test takers. Or- you collaborate? Where you collaborate? Enjoy collaborating with others. Where are we on? Let's keep it simple, so very simple to speak. So, no. Describe the concepts in that. If you're still towards the question, describe place, describe time, account. What are the advantages served and disadvantages? Discuss the thing in your opinion. That's yeah. Read and speak questions for load. 2 out of 4 times. Beautiful first sentence. Prep time tells you exactly what structure. Tense. Have common views. Painted to a picture of person, place up to accounts. Personal opinion. First three are wanted for objective, meetings present, and next. Describe mainly the present, that you can mix it. Since it's just a little bit because get a flavor and flush what you're seeing by your description. Recount, tell story something that happened or someone else. This narrative, so many is gonna go with past tenses. Simple past, present perfect, past perfect, past continuous. And some others among them. Discuss. Explore both sides of a topic, pros and cons, benefits and risks. No. Balanced. Present. Yeah. Alright. They independent your personal opinion on the issue. Yeah. Take a side. Present. General. False. Good. Before you go with the 90 seconds, you're going to have the preparation strategy. So, no, the preparation part. 20 seconds before you start with your 9 final seconds to accomplish the task of speaking. So, okay, what about this one? Yeah, but exactly 20 seconds before the recording screen appears. Use them deliberately. Every second counts, so you're applying your strategy and say it before you go. Or actually, the moment you start doing your presentation with your mindset, identify the question type without putting it on the side. Describe, recount, discuss, or argue. This determines your structure before you think of a single word content. With seconds 5 to 12, read every bullet point. Each bullet is a content requirement. If you ignore a bullet, your content score drops. Question stays on screen. So you can glance back. Maria Milano first. Second, 13 to 17. Choose your media story position. Fully count. Choose one specific memory. For the scribe, choose your main angle. For discuss, argue, decide your two main points. Concrete and specific is always better than bad. Know the first sentence you will say. Starting confidently and clearly, because you're going to prepare yourself opening sentence without a long pause or filler. Signal fluency and sets the tone for the whole response. It's gonna be easier than it looks like, bro. Remember the question on bullet points remain on the screen while you speak. You can and should glance at them to stay on topic and make sure you cover it. Good. Structure. Strategy for each question type. All four types follow the same general formula. The opening or introduction, body, and final closing sentence. Changes in this commentary section. Study the structure for each type carefully, then practice until it feels automatic. Type 1. Describe. Okay. Paint a detailed picture. Signal or phrases. If you are going to describe them, describe. Tell me about what does X look like, what is X like, what is X like. Tell about a place, person, object, section, opening. What to say, introduce the subject clearly. Stay where you're going to describe what and really want strong impression characteristic. gonna be for around 15 seconds. You just have to remember that this is not right anymore. This is speaking. Do it better. Body one, details. Describe the specific, concrete characteristics of period, size, location, atmosphere, sounds, colors, or qualities. Use precise adjectives and adverbs. Explain the map or our history. Compare it to something similar if useful. Give an example or an anecdote that makes the description vivid and memorable. Body three, just in case your question meaning. Explaining why this person, place, or things is significant to you. How does it make you feel? What does it represent? Summarize your main impression or reflection and will comment about significance or personal connection. Note the repetition of the opening. I've seen this a lot of times already. That the repetition of the opening shouldn't be done in this kind of cases when you are making a conclusion sentence spoken or written. Makes sense, by the way. Makes every sense in the world. Because if you only repeat what you're saying over and over, you're gonna get arrested once. No wonder. It's alright. Useful phrases for this type. First thing notice is, in terms of its appearance, the atmosphere is filled. What makes it stand out? What makes it stand out is what I found most striking is to give you a sense of it's characterized by reminds me of our role where find these sample opening questions. Describe a place very important me, very important me. Okay. A place that immediately comes to my memory. Right. A place that immediately comes to my mind because of its significance is a small park near the house where I grew up. I just intended to be really close to me back then when I was a child. Just having all the joy, being cheerful. I had a lot of friends in my neighborhood because the neighborhood was full of neighbors who had children, who still have children, of course. But back then they were just kids. And it was a total pleasure having a good time with them or hanging out with them as possible because we were just growing up. Nothing romantic, but somewhere that has always felt like my own space is the one that I mentioned. Small park around the house where I grew up. We can tell a person's story. We should be describe a time when tell me about a time you recount an experience, talk about an occasion. Sections are the same sections as always. What to say? Is it the same? When did it happen? Where were we? And who was involved? Given a context to the listener, I can picture the situation. tell the story in order. Use past tense is consistent. Like was, were, had, did, went. Include specific details, okay. Notice that all of them were, I think the only one that is one, just made a respond. The rest of them are just auxiliary verbs. They would work somehow when I have the chance. Okay. The first part, the body one. Tell the story in order. Use past tenses consistently to make the story feel real. Body two. Describe difficulty, complication, or argument that changed things. Hardest possible. The hardest part was everything changed when if there was no real challenge. Describe a difficulty, complication, or argument that changed things. For example, those two. Option B. There was no real challenge. Saying a specific one. Detail. Detail that made experience memorable. I remember most clearly is the thing that surprised me was by three. Explain what happened in the end. What 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 was the result? How did things turn out? Two or three sentences are enough. The closing is optional, but I think it is the best way to terminate with a whole paragraph just as to finish. Reflect briefly on what you've learned of your belt. Times love, looking back, it told me, I realized you are sharing time, and your outcome is perfectly fine. Good. Useful phrases for this time. I like to talk about a time when the reason I remember so well is, and as a result, I every time teach them about the difference between in the end and at the end. With the distinction, they will have a different pronunciation and, of course, a different, most obvious pronoun or single pronoun. Okay, this happened when I was, what happened was, looking back on it now, at the time I was, the turning point came when I experienced some that finally, sample question. Describe time you have to solve this problem. Yeah, I would like to start speak about a time when I had to deal with a really bully guys. I wasn't really content about it all, about all my friends' faces and accusations. But of course, they're not only accusations; they seem to be true. Actually, they were completely. I catch quite deep inside that because I found it not useful. I made all that probably nothing. So what is it good for? I just pretended to be outside and worrying because of the girlfriend I had at that time. then well, hey, maybe partner. A lot of things happening, and that's not one. Okay, for you guys watching the video, it is pretty damn late now, so that's the way, or that's the reason actually why I'm so tired at the moment. I'm laid back and I've done a lot of things now because this is the last part of my day. Actually, I have to go to sleep. It's been a pleasure, though. I have to do a main session tomorrow in the morning, probably. But 1 hour and a half for sure. That would be it. Thank you very much for listening to this session. If